All right, you want a review for your Unit 1 test, okay? You are trying to justify your answers, of course. Notice I have all these different assignments from this week on here. You got domain and range, gradable insolve, writing equations from word problems. Make sure you get those done, okay? Today you're doing the review for the Unit 1 test because your test is on the 13th, which is Monday after the weekend here. So, your review Unit 1 test looks like this. It's very similar to the test, okay? So make sure you're doing it. Let's go through this. It says solve for x. All right, so you have an equation. Remember, you are allowed to use insolve, so might as well do it. So, again, let's do menu 3, 1. Okay, negative 3 parentheses for x minus 2 plus 10x equals 18. Don't forget to put comma x. Get negative 6. So when I grid this in, negative 6. Okay. Doesn't matter if you wanted to put the 6 right here. Just needs to be negative 6. All right, just make sure you bubble it correctly. All right, number 2. Hey, insolve's our friend. So let's do it again. Menu 3, 1. Let's type it in. 2, 3x plus 1 equals 14, comma x, and you get 2. So all you got to do is bubble a 2, and a 2, boom, okay? So again, insolve is fine because we went over it. Okay, the temperature in a fish tank decreases continuously for 5 hours. The graph shows the remaining temperature as a linear function of x, time in hours, okay? So which answer choice best describes the domain and range? Remember, it's continuous from here to here. Okay, now is the domain all real numbers greater than or equal to 72 and 82? Okay, now remember, domain is from left to right. So from left to right, it's not from 72 to 82, that's from 0 to 5. Wrong. The domain is just 5 and the range is just 82? No, there's more points there. Domain is all the real numbers greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 5. 0 to 5 makes sense for the domain. And then the range is from 72 to 82, up and down. That makes sense too. I like C because the domain is not just 1 point and the range is not just 1 point. So perfect. All right, what's the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the points negative 4, 2, and 2, 26? So remember, you can make a table out of this. 4, 2, 2, 26. Okay, calculator's your friend. I go to, like we did before, spreadsheets. Put x and y at the top. Negative 4, 2, 2, 26. So remember, when I'm doing a linear regression, I'm doing menu 4, 1, 3. X must be x and y must be y on the first two options. And then it'll give me my equation of mx plus b. So m is 4, b is 18. 4x plus 18. Answer for this one I got is H. So make sure you make a table and then you do the linear regression. Okay. NU 413. Okay. Table shows linear relationship. Okay. What is the average rate of change of the average height and feet of the, okay. Now I can find rate of change possibly by doing the bird beaks, but since we have a table, okay, let's put it in. Just like we did before into our spreadsheet, okay? So new document, don't save it, spreadsheet, X on the top, Y on the top. Okay, so 2, 5, 8, 11, 14. And then on the Y, we have 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, 9. Okay, and then once again, I hit menu, 4, 1, 3. X must be X, Y must be Y. Now all I care about is the M, because it says what's the rate of change? Rate of change is the M. So on my calculator, M is 0.5. I get 0.5. Okay. Cool. All right, down here, another one of these. What value of X makes this equation true? Well, all I'm going to do, plug it in, get my answer. Okay. Let's do that. Go to a new calculator. Don't save it. And it's menu 3, 1. Okay. So 0.25, 4x minus 10 equals 7.5. Don't forget comma x. I get 4, that's cool. So you don't have to put the plus sign, you can just put 4 and knows it's positive. Okay, table at the right, which is falling true about the domain and range. Now the domain is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The range is from least to greatest 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Okay, so which one? 1, 2, 3, and 4 numerals. Which one of these is right? So is the domain 1 through 6? Yes. Is the range 3, 5, 7, set? Yes. Okay. Here's where it gets tricky. Okay. So the domain of the function of x, the x values are greater than 20. The range of the function of value f of x is all real numbers. Okay, so this function is linear. It's continuing, it's going forever, right? This is just a data set. The function model, so when this is function, then you're getting a linear equation, and a linear equation goes forever. And when we say forever, we're talking about this weird looking R, okay, which means all real numbers. You're gonna have one like this on your test. So I'm telling you, the function is not limited to 20. The function is this fancy little weird R, which means all real numbers, okay? So they're not talking about the table, they're talking about the function that this table represents, which is a line which goes forever, okay? So it's 1, 2, and 4, that would be letter B, all right? Let's go, number 8. All right, we got a big old table. Which the following best represents the function model? You're gonna wanna plug that in. So let's do that. We go to new spreadsheet, X and Y on top. Don't forget that step, okay? Now notice I'm gonna put everything in, okay? If they give you stuff, you wanna put it all in. And don't type it in wrong, that'll mess you up. Okay, because you don't know, not every table is gonna be a constant change each time. You might have to find the best line of fit, the linear regression. Okay, so once I type it all in, and my blue box has to be, I hit enter, so the blue box is below it. I'm gonna do menu 4, 1, 3. X has to be X, and Y has to be Y. Then I can hit enter. Might have to scroll up. So M is 4.4, B is 10. Okay, so this is menu 413. So one more time, it says M is 4.4, B is 10. So 4.4x plus 10. Hey, I see the answer there. So careful when you do that. Use the best line of fit, the regression, menu 413. All right, 9, does the data set in the table show a linear function? If so, which function represents the data? Okay. Now, bird beaks helps us tell if it's linear. So 8 up to 11 is 3, 11 up to 14 is 3, 14 up to 17 is 3, 17 up to 20 is also 3. On this side, it's changing by 1 each time. Hey, that looks like it's constant, so I would say it's linear. Good. And now we can find the equation. Now you can do it, if you want to do it in the spreadsheet again, that's great, okay? If you want to just remember change in y over change in x, find the y-intercept, that's great too, okay? So let's just do it on here just because we know what we're doing, x and y on top. And then sorry about that. And you hit menu 413, x is x, and y is y. All right, and then you get your equation. M is 3, B is 5, so y equals 3x plus 5. Once again, that's a menu 413 thing. 3x plus 5, we get C. That's great. Okay, book shipping company has a $2 setup fee. Okay, that happens once. And 35 cents for each book. That changes. Okay, so I can already tell you without reading the rest of this that this is my slope because it has that each. For each book, it's a changing amount. But you set up a fee once. Okay, that's your b, your y-intercept. So for mx plus b, it's going to be y equals 5x plus 2. Okay. And instead of x, they use b, so the answer is G. Cool. Now in this one, it says the equation, what's the slope? If the slope is -5 and the y-intercept is 0.7, then that 0.7 is my b, -5x plus 0.7. Look at that. All right, let's keep her going. Cellular phone company offers a special promotion. Okay, use the, now you don't need to do a linear regression. You just need to look at this table and think, when is it approximately 304.25? Okay, now the closest I see is right here, 304. Okay, so right above 25 would be my X value amount of data. So how much data? A little bit above 25. What's my answer going to be? These are too low. This is too high. It's got to be F. Okay, a little bit above. Okay, cool. 13, Joanna had $500 in her checking account, plans to withdraw $70 each month. There's a changing word. Each, every, okay? Changing amounts are M, slope. $500 is what she started with. Okay, when you start with something, that's your B value. Okay, so Y equals 70x plus 500. Okay. Let me back that up. I'm a lawyer. Okay. If you're withdrawing, that's negative. Okay. You have to take out money. Negative. So you have minus 70x plus 500. All right, get that a fast. Okay. Now, if you're looking at this and it looks kind of weird, it's because C is missing the X, and that's a bummer. Okay, so this should be negative 70X. So here's the deal. You can do a little switcheroo on this, and it's 500 minus 70X. All right, so this one I goofed up on doing it, and I goofed up on the answer choices, but it is supposed to be C if there's an X right there. Okay, 500, take away 70X each one. Okay. Whew. All right, number 14, graph a linear function passes through these 2 points. Which statement is true? Now, if you have a graph here, you might want to graph it. There's 7, comma 0, negative 1, comma 8. Okay, you could draw a line through them. Okay. Now, if I'm doing the slope of this, you could remember the slope formula. Okay, 8 minus 0 over negative 1 minus 7. 8 over negative 8. The slope is negative 1. Hey, look at that. First one. Think about it. Does it pass through negative 1, negative 8? Negative 1, negative 8 is actually down here. No. Is a 0, okay, which zeros happen where it crosses the x-axis. So does it cross the x-axis at 7? Okay, it does that too. Okay, and then the x-intercept is negative 7. It does not do that. Okay, so this one has 2 answers. Oops. But you're on the test, it'll have 1 answer, so just careful about that. All right, and then the table shows a linear relationship. What's the rate of change? Now again, you can do menu 413 and look at the m value, or we can do it this old-fashioned way. Minus 9, minus 9, minus 9, 2, 2, 2. That's the change in y, that's the change in x, so the change in y over the change in x is negative 9 over 2. Boom. Okay. Or you can do menu 413 and find out what m equals. That's another way to find it in the calculator. Okay. And then you can answer 16 on your own. On your own. Cool. You want to have these ready to turn in on Monday. Test is Monday.